Welcome back, you guys. I'm Caesar from Puente Hyundai, and today I'm going to be comparing the 2021 Tucson to the 2022. So on my left side here, we're going to have the 2021 Tucson SEL, and then on my right hand side, we're going to have the 2022 Tucson Limited. Now, I wish I could compare both 2021 Limited to 2022, but unfortunately at our dealership, we're all sold out of the 2021 Limited. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just start comparing the two, just so you guys know kind of the difference. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you now the difference between the front end of the 2021 and also the 2022. So on the 2021, we still have that open honeycomb grille. We do have our daytime running lights with our headlights as well. On some of the higher models, of course, you can get the fog lights. On the 2022 though, we're still gonna have kind of that same grille, but it's gonna open up a little bit wider on the sides. Now, once we get to this section here, this is where your headlights are actually gonna be now. So it's gonna be formatted with the grille. And also on this one, since it is the Limited, we're going to have the parking sensors in the front of the vehicle and even on the side, okay? Also, what we do have on the front of the 2022 Tucsons now, on the Limited, is gonna be the front camera. So yes, the 2022 does have the 360 camera for the 2022 Tucson Limited. All right, guys, now we're taking a side view of the 2022 Tucson. Now this side view is gonna be pretty much the same even on the base model. Now what I'm talking about is gonna be all these lines that are going through the body, okay? So Hyundai didn't just put them there. They are meant for the aerodynamic of the car. So pretty much you're gonna have a less efficient drag when you're driving. So it's gonna be a little bit smoother for you. You're not gonna hear much wind noise either. Also, the wheels, the rims are gonna be a new design as well. Now they still have that silver and black kind of two-tone color, similar to the 2021 Tucsons, but this is a complete redesigned wheel as well. Also, one thing to mention, and we'll get a zoom close up here, but instead of having an actual button to use for the proximity entry, they already integrated a small sensor groove here. So when you have the key close to you in your pocket, all you have to do is touch the little groove and it'll lock and unlock the car. Now coming back to the side of view of the vehicle, you're going to have this satin colored trimming all around the car. So it's gonna go from the side mirror here all the way up to the back of the vehicle. Now that's gonna be available on any color you guys choose. So you'll have that nice kind of two-tone color situation that most people do enjoy. All right, you guys, now we're at the rear of both cars. So again, we have the 2021, and then we also have the 2022. So as you can see from the back end, we have our very traditional tail lights. They are LEDs as well. On the right-hand side, you're gonna have more of a teardrop LED lights, but also you're gonna have the straight line across as well. That's gonna be more visible for the people that are driving behind you guys. Trunk space is about the same size as well, and we'll kind of go over that a little bit later. But one thing to notice is that the back end of the car for the tailgate is gonna be a little bit different. So on the 2021s, you have the tailgate button right under here. On the 2022, you're gonna have a little bit farther down, but it'll be right here in this little section as well, okay? All right, guys, so now we're sitting in the 2021 Tucson SEL. Like I mentioned before, this is not the Limited, but it's actually very similar to what the Limited would look like for 2021. So on the left side, you do have your steering wheel with your Bluetooth options, your cluster menu option, and your cruise control options. That's gonna be very similar to the 2022, but the 2022 will have a little bit cleaner design. For the middle part of the vehicle interior, you're going to be looking at the pop-up screen pretty much, and that's going to have buttons for the radio, the media, you know, if it has the navigation, it'll have buttons for the navigation. That's going to be different on the 2022 Tucsons, because that's going to be more just touch screening versus actual physical buttons that are going to be available on the screen. Now, if we go down to the air conditioning, that's going to be a little bit different layout also on the 2022, but on this model we're looking at, you do have the dual temperature control, you do have your heated seats, you do have your climate change and everything like that. You do have availability of a few more options on the 2022 Tucson, and I'll kind of go over that more with you once we get inside that vehicle. All right, guys, so now we are in the 2022 Tucson Limited. I can't stress that enough that it's the Limited, because some of the other models, the interiors may look different, only corresponding to the display in the middle. But on our left side, we do have our steering wheel, and it does have some of that satin color around it, that satin trimming. The buttons are pretty similar, so you have like your menu button, your volume, you do have your cruise control and everything still. Now behind the steering wheel, you do have an all digital cluster display. So pretty much it'll show your speedometer, your RPMs, and it will show you that little menu in the front as well. If we go to the middle console, it's also going to be a larger screen than usual. So that's going to be the 10.25 inch screen. That's going to show you your camera, that'll have your navigation. If you guys can see through the video, there's no actual buttons on the screen. So everything's pretty much a touch button. So there's no clicking involved or anything like that. By the shifter on the Limited, they gave away the shifter, so now all you're going to be doing to shift the car is using the buttons, you know, drive or park or reverse. You still do have your electronic parking brake, and in front of the shifter a little bit, if you guys can see, you do have all your heated and cooling seat buttons. You have your camera button, your parking sensors. So very similar to the 2021, but the placement and the design is definitely different on this 2022 Tucson Limited. All right guys, we are at the end of the video. That was just a quick comparison between the 2021 Tucson SEL and the 2022 Tucson Limited. We will be doing more videos on the 2022s, so let us know what you guys want to see. Let us know your questions. We love the comments you guys have been giving us. So please, just a reminder, subscribe, comment, and share our videos. And we'll see you here next time at Puente Hills Hyundai.